Imagine this. It's a perfect, golden Sunday afternoon. Sunlight filters through the windows. Maybe you're curled up on the sofa while your partner makes coffee, your kids are playing in the next room, your mom is humming in the kitchen. These are the people who anchor you, the ones who define home. Life feels wonderfully ordinary. Then, in an instant, everything shatters. Someone outside, someone you've never met, unleashes a hail of bullets at your home with a military-style weapon. This isn't a nightmare or a scene from a movie. This is what happened to Rihanna last Sunday. The details keep circling in my brain, refusing to let go. We're used to celebrity headlines feeling distant, like they're part of a parallel universe that we can only glimpse through glossy photos and viral posts. Usually, the stories that break through are dramatic or absurd. Celebrity breakups, fashion mishaps, some wild thing on social media. But this is heartbreakingly real. This is about a woman, a mother, sitting in her own home with her family, her partner $AP Rocky, her 3 children, her mother, simply living, never considering that someone would cross the entire country to try to hurt them. Let's walk through exactly what happened, because the more you know, the harder it becomes to brush this off as just another headline. It's not just disturbing, it's almost too bizarre to comprehend. It was just after 1 p.m. on March 8th, a time when most people are settling into the slow rhythm of a weekend afternoon. In Beverly Crest, a quiet, affluent neighborhood in Los Angeles, not some remote, shadowy corner, but a place where neighbors chat over fences and kids play in driveways, the unthinkable happened. Bullets flew. Not just at Rihanna's house, but at 2 other homes on her block. These weren't celebrities living in glass towers. These were families, regular people suddenly thrust into chaos by a stranger's violence. Rihanna and $AP Rocky were sitting together in an Airstream trailer parked on their property, one of those little domestic quirks that makes even the most famous people relatable. Maybe they were sharing a private conversation, maybe escaping the noise of the house for a few moments of quiet. Inside, her mom, her kids, and household staff went about their day, completely unaware that their world was about to be invaded. Then, gunfire. Bullets struck the house, the family car, and even left holes in the front gate, holes someone later covered with tape, as if trying to patch over an impossible violation. The violence didn't stop with Rihanna's property. Her neighbor's home was hit too. Imagine just trying to enjoy your Sunday, only to find your house under siege by a stranger's rage. The aftermath reads like the script of a high-octane thriller. Police radio crackled with urgency as officers tracked a white Tesla fleeing the scene. An LAPD helicopter joined the chase, following the car through the city, finally cornering it in a shopping mall parking garage. The chase, the sirens, the whir of helicopter blades, all of it happened while Rihanna's children sat inside their home, with bullet holes marking the horror that had just unfolded outside. Inside the Tesla, officers discovered an AR-15-style rifle, spent shell casings, and a blonde wig. Evidence of premeditation, of someone who'd prepared for this violent act. More ammunition and a 30-round magazine were found in the trunk. This wasn't a crime of passion or a random outburst. This was a journey across thousands of miles from Florida to California, carried out with chilling intent. So who is this woman, and how did she come to be here, on this street, armed and dangerous? Her name is Ivana Lisette Ortiz. She's 35, from Orlando, Florida. On paper, her life looks nothing like what you'd expect from someone capable of such violence. State records show she is a licensed speech-language pathologist, a career devoted to helping others, especially children, find their voices and communicate. The disconnect between her profession and her actions is staggering, and it's a reminder that we often have no idea what storms might be raging beneath the surface of someone's life. Digging deeper, the story grows even more unsettling. In the months leading up to the attack, Ortiz posted a series of bizarre, rambling videos online. She talked about Rihanna directly, her words tinged with delusion and obsession. In one video from January, she declared, "Listen, Rihanna, when you die, God is taking me to my future." The message is chilling, the kind you can't just scroll past and forget. This wasn't a fan who got too close. This was a person who'd lost touch with reality, her fixation growing more threatening over time. What's most disturbing is how many warning signs there were. publicly available for anyone to see. Ortiz's social media presence was filled with red flags, signals of her deteriorating mental state, and her fixation on Rihanna. Yet, like so many cases before, the dots were never connected until it was almost too late. The systems meant to keep us safe, both online and offline, failed to intervene. It doesn't stop there. Court records from Ortiz's divorce last year document a prior incident of violence against her ex-husband. She had a documented history that should have raised more alarms, yet somehow she was able to legally purchase an assault-style rifle and amass enough ammunition for a massacre. She was able to get in her car and drive across the country, her intentions clear to anyone who bothered to look closely. It's a glaring example of how both the mental health and gun control systems in this country leave dangerous gaps that can have devastating consequences. Now, Ortiz faces 14 felony charges, including attempted murder, 10 counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, and 3 counts of shooting at an inhabited dwelling, 1 for Rihanna's house, 1 for the trailer, and 1 for the neighbor's home. If convicted, she could spend the rest of her life behind bars, a consequence that feels both necessary and profoundly tragic. She is currently being held on $1.8 million bail, awaiting her next court date on March 25th. A protective order now bars her from contacting Rihanna or her family, a small measure of safety after a trauma that will likely linger for years. But what does it say about us, about our world, that something like this can happen? That a mother and her children can be targeted in their home by someone who left a trail of warnings that went unheeded? That even the most seemingly secure among us are not immune to random, senseless violence? This story isn't just about Rihanna. It's about the vulnerability we all share, no matter who we are or where we live. It's about the urgent need to rethink how we address mental health crises, online threats, and gun access. It's about how quickly life can go from safe and ordinary to terrifying and unrecognizable. For Rihanna and her family, the road to feeling safe again will be long. For the rest of us, the lesson is clear. Danger doesn't always come from the places we expect, and the need for vigilance, compassion, and reform has never been more urgent.